Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I don't know what happened. That video I was making, it was about 8 minutes long. I lost the connection and kind of screwed that up, so I went ahead and finished it. I'm going to redo the video, stay the same crap I was saying before, but I want to make sure it's cut, long, dry, so that you guys can see it and it'll be, kudos. Once again, this is a video that's going to be about media misinformation and taxpayer-sponsored propaganda. I'm back, alright? I know I was gone for almost like 2 months, guys. Sorry about that. And forgive me if I sound kind of crappy, because my voice has been iffy real bad. So I've been sick and all that other crap. But that's no excuse to not tell you guys about some important stuff. So let's get started, alright? The U.S. government was caught paying over $500 million to the controversial United Kingdom public relations group called Bell Pottingers. Basically what these films were fake Al-Qaeda films, meant to kind of, I guess you could say, reverse inspire people in certain regions in the Middle East. So they would watch these videos, and they had like a record. Pretty much anybody that was watching these videos, they were able to track them down and know who they are, so they can keep some type of surveillance on them in case they went and performed some type of terrorist action or started to associate with those types of people. The funds were payment to the firm for making these fake Al-Qaeda propaganda films from 2011 until 2011, or excuse me, from 2007 to 2011. But these types of dealings between the state and the United Kingdom firm have been going on as early as 2004. I just want you guys to take a good look around you. Look at your media. Look at your news. Do you really trust them? If your answer is yes, then you need to get checked out because there's something wrong with your brain. They do nothing good for us. They lie consistently. They talk, a big game about being nonpartisan or neutral or not biased, but that's just not the truth. We're consistently lied to on a daily basis, and it's wrong. After examining the facts around you, you just got to believe that the media is not good for us whatsoever. It's completely biased, and I believe that's because of lobbying and money getting thrown into it. So it sucks. Gone are the days of journalism. Now, the way I see it about it is that the news media takes part and takes it upon themselves to shut down important questions that some ask them. Then they demonize the people that are asking them and like to throw around buzzwords and phrases, like their favorite phrase, calling people conspiracy theorist, racist, sexist. These words and names are meant to discredit voices. The entire purpose is to shut down and make you seem like a crazy person, therefore your argument is no good, or you're uneducated or dumb, or have some type of crappy belief system, that you're sexist or racist. It's not about that, guys. Not at all. Not in the least bit. But that's what people will throw out there to go ahead and discredit you, especially with the media. They do that a lot. Another tactic I've seen used mainly by the leftist agenda is the intimidation and the rallying up of the mob mentality to attack people, that's destructive in all ways. You never have the right to attack people's property. The other thing that kind of makes me mad is the whole thing where liberals or leftists will go after people and get them fired. That's sickening in a way. That really is, because at the end of the day, we are all entitled to our beliefs. We're all entitled to say what we want to say. Just because somebody disagrees with you doesn't mean you attack them. You don't have the right to do that. That's not how this works. Debate, argument, facts, evidence. This is how we change people's minds. This is how we bring people over to libertarianism. And I'm glad we understand that. We don't exactly attack people on us in the ways that I see the left doing it. I'm not giving conservatives a free pass on this, alright? I'm sure they do shit that's just as bad, but I've never seen it as far as getting people fired from their jobs and stuff like that. Another, I guess, clear show of media biases and negative attention brought upon Gary Johnson for his Aleppo mishap. How many of you guys knew what Aleppo was before this? I had no idea. No idea. And I actually watch the freaking news all the time and look into this stuff and research a lot of what that is said, listen to tons of different podcasts, and I would say that I'm generally politically educated a little bit, and I had no idea what the frick Aleppo was. I didn't care about it. Neither did you guys. None of us did. And to tell you the truth, Clinton and Trump, they probably didn't either. So why this man was attacked and belittled for something so simple and stupid is beyond me. The funny thing about that, hold on a second. Funny thing about that, guys, is on that same week that the Aleppo moment happened, a very detailed and damning report of Clinton's led intervention into Libya in 2011 revealed a negligence to the loss of life and it was merely an opportunity to destabilize the region and try to upserve the person that was in charge there. Is it any better for that since then? No, it's just as bad, if not worse. And the funny thing about it is the only reason they did it is because they didn't agree with who was in power. And that's not really our business, you guys. Now, I'm not trying to say that we should be a complete isolationist, but at the same time, we have no business in other people's affairs. That's not our duty. I don't care if people say, well, it's your duty as a supreme power to go and fix things like this. That's false. That's not true whatsoever. Our duty is to our citizens to keep ourselves safe, and of course protect the rights of life, liberty, and happiness. That's it. That's what we're supposed to do. Our government is supposed to attack everybody else and be the world's police. So let's get back on track with this media. From made-up poll numbers to phony endorsement pieces for candidates in the administrations, we are lied to on a daily basis. The Government Accountability Office, which is kind of like irony in a way because they're never held accountable, they reported that President Obama and his administration has spent $4 billion on public relations specialists to tell how important and great the president's achievements have been. Okay, and this happened in the last 8 years. It rounds out to about $500 million per year. So we're talking, yeah, $4 billion over 8 years. Taxpayer money. All right, this isn't like money doesn't come out of free, out of nowhere. Contrary to the belief, you can't just print more money. That actually stabilizes everything. Point being, it's our tax money that paid for this, which is gross. No matter how you put it, it's gross. If you don't believe me, go ahead and if you think I'm making a mistake of what I'm reporting or telling you guys right now, go ahead and check out the Washington Times article on this. So it comes from a big news source. So you guys, it's legit. This isn't some made-up crap. They're one of the few news sources actually reported this. The other thing I want to bring up is, what about the false narrative that the commander-in-chief was boosting the economy? A lot of people are saying, well, that's the one great thing about Obama. Unemployment is down, and he's gotten more jobs for us, and all this other Purdue that don't make no sense. Point being, that's only partially true. Yes, he did bring down unemployment, but what does that account for? Well, how do people label unemployment? How does that number or percentage come up? Well, what a lot of people don't know is that it doesn't take into accountability people who have stopped looking for work, which is one. Number two, it doesn't take into accountability people who lost full-time jobs and merely got part-time jobs that are paying no bills. That's what it takes into account, which isn't fair, because most of the time you don't want to lose a 40-hour job and go and try to get a 15, and now your count is oh, you're back to normal now. No, that's not the case. You're still kind of in a whim. You should be counted in the unemployed rating because you can't, afford to take care of your family. So I'm going to break this down for you guys. Sure, the unemployment rate has improved, but the labor force participation rate fell, showing that Americans in greater numbers have stopped looking for work. Not to mention the annualized GDP. Growth nearly stalled under his presidency, and he is the first United States chief executive not to preside over a single year with at least a 3% GDP growth. That means the economy is actually struggling more under him because it's never seen a height or a growth. Furthermore, under his presidency, Americans below the poverty line is up by 3.5%. Household incomes are down by 2.3%. People on food stamps has increased by 5.6%. Oh no, I'm so sorry. My bad. No, people on food stamps actually has increased 39.5%. That's nearly 40%, guys. Americans who own homes is down. Hold on, my battery's acting dumb. Anyways, Americans who own homes is down about 5.6%, and national debt has nearly doubled from 10.6 trillion to now well over $19 trillion in debt. But you know what? The funny thing is, none of this is covered by the mainstream media. Of course not, because the current administration cannot do any wrong and had the best intentions. That's all that matters. You can be a complete failure as long as you're on the left, you're protected, and you did the right thing. And I just think, now it happened with the Republicans. It kind of happened in the same way when we had Bush. But my point, what I'm trying to tell you guys, it doesn't matter if there's Bush, there's Obama, and now there's Trump. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, there is a picture being painted for you guys, whether or not you take it in or not. That's up to you, and you need to understand that everybody has a intention. Everybody has this propaganda in play because they want to make it somehow or benefit themselves or their buddies. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Look over a lot of articles to find information, and really fact-check your sources when you can. And that's pretty much what I want to tell you guys. I'm going to work on something involving the election results and go ahead and talk to you guys. But until then, I hope you guys take care. Have a great rest of this week. And leave some feedback. You like this? You love it? Say so. If you hate it, tell me. That's cool too, because then I learn from it either way. This is Tom from Geared Towards Liberty, and I'm out.